This is Scott Becker with the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast. We come to you regularly with short business episodes, short private equity episodes, interviews with private equity and business leaders, as well as body of life episodes, sometimes irreverent, sometimes business advice, and a lot more. Today's episode is 9 stories we're following heading into the weekend. So first, credit card delinquencies way up. The highest level we've seen for consumers in 12 years. More and more consumers late on payments and not making payments at 30, 60, 90 days. And that's always an alarming sign for the economy when consumers slow down and paying down their credit cards. Second, the markets point way up today on lower inflation news, softer inflation news, and more hopes that the Fed will raise rates in September or shortly. Third, a couple trends we're watching in private equity, sort of 3 trends. First, tougher environment for fundraising. Second, that's leading private equity funds to be more aggressive about turning to high net worth individuals and retail investors. Third, PE funds trying to find all different kinds of financial machinations to get some of their LPs some money, continuation vehicles, net asset vehicles, NAV vehicles, other kinds of funding to try and show some liquidity so to avoid investors getting too concerned about not getting distributions and starting to commit to the next funds. As a side note, Blackstone's still up about 7% year to date. Fourth, a couple bad signs. Ford Motor Company dropped 18% yesterday. Lululemon dropped 9%. Fifth, unsold homes in Texas and Florida hit an all-time high. 293,000 homes that are for sale. That's the worst we've seen in a long time. And looking at a correction in the housing markets as we see more and more inventory of unsold new homes in this case. Sixth, 3M increasing its profit forecast. It's up today. It's doing well. Seventh, 2 for-profit hospital operators, as well as HCA, Community Health Systems, UHS, each reporting much better earnings this year than the second quarter in 2023. So that's good news in the health system industry as things get just a little bit easier. Eighth, and not a big story, but I'm absolutely thrilled to get to moderate key sessions at Intuitive 360. Intuitive is the inventor of the Da Vinci robot and the absolute world leader in robotics. Thank you to Taylor Reagan as well as Mount Gamble, Crystal Kazaka. Ninth, Bank of America says the tech rally will crack more as the economy softens. Finally, a PS, 2 PSs really. Apple and Microsoft each lost about $260 billion in market cap this past week. That's a lot of money. Apple's still up 13% year to date. Microsoft probably similar. Finally, thrilled to note that we had a record number of downloads this month at the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast, as well as a record number of opens on the Becker Private Equity and Business newsletter. If you're ever interested in either the newsletter, the podcast, or somebody you'd like to feature as a guest on the podcast, please feel free to text Scott Becker 773-766-5322. Again, that's 9 stories that we're following heading into this weekend. Thank you for listening to the Becker Private Equity and Business Podcast.